So this is easily one of the silliest response videos I've ever seen in my life. So this is Childish's response video to me. I'm going to kind of record this in kind of a different manner that he recorded his. So this is going to be more of a shorter video. But he has the word hypocrite. He's calling me a hypocrite in the title. And what's funny about that is he spends the first 5 minutes of this video, like pretty much precisely 5 minutes,
which makes sense, honestly, because
talking about how I'm hacking something that I did 3 years ago, with no evidence whatsoever to back this up, other than a Twitter video that I made to troll him, where I admitted to cheating on alts, which I didn't. He has no evidence at all that there's a call where I admitted to cheating, and even if there was, even if I did admit to cheating in calls, it doesn't really mean anything because that's still not like proper evidence to determine if someone's cheating. At least on the servers that I play on, you can't really say I hack and expect that to be a form of evidence. I don't know how Hypixel works. Maybe Hypixel is different, but I know at least on like Badlion, the servers I play on, there's definitely a line between evidence that's sufficient and evidence that's not sufficient. Like, for example, I can't just say I hack as a joke and expect to get banned. But you know, it's pretty ironic. He's basically just projecting his own issues or his own thing onto me. And actually, if you go scroll down here, you can see that before he even uploaded his video, I made a tweet called "Common Tactics When You're Losing the Argument." And right here, attempt to change the subject is exactly what he's doing. And not only that, around 10 minutes into the video, not only is he trying to change the subject by shifting, somehow like he's shifting the blame of him cheating onto me for some reason. Like, that doesn't make any sense. He goes 10 minutes into the video, he tries to like expose Cerny for cheating. Cerny's like completely irrelevant to the situation. Like he has nothing to do with the situation. Like, this is precisely idiotic of him to even bring up Cerny. Cerny's completely not even in this argument at all. So not only that, he also, this is just a random point, but he also pinned a comment where he said that Tenebrous has a gullible fan base, which is exactly what I said here. Bash your opponent's fan base by calling them sheep, and I called him out earlier, but before I was recording this video. But pretty much in this part of this video, he tries to explain this misplaced hit by saying it's ping.
YouTube video titled "Playing Ranked with 240 MS." So it's pretty much the exact same thing, right?
Okay, so yeah, let's just watch this.
So what I did was I replicated this exactly.
Okay, so he says that he replicated it exactly, but if you watch the video, you can tell that it's nowhere near the original position that he was in. So
the exact same blocks, you can compare it. Cyclist was standing.
All right, let's get to the point where he compares them side by side. You can see. All right, so
how you try to spin this, it's 100%
right here,
impossible.
You can see he's sliding against the stone wall, which means he's against the block behind him here.
He's using misplace.
He places the block right there. As you can see right here, he's looking in the center of the block, and he's looking from a direction that's next to the stone. Here, he's looking towards the corner of the block, which means that his hitbox could potentially be in the corner, and 100%. He could actually take damage. So these are completely different points here. This actually, these are completely, he's looking, where he's looking is completely different. This shows that his position's a completely different area. So yeah,
240 ping to be exact, and we were both in an enclosed area. Yeah, I was still able to get that hit.
You know, I think the fact that he's trying to explain this hit is pretty spectacular in my opinion. I don't think that there is a proper explanation for the hit other than you're using misplace. You just, I mean, in your title, you say that I'm a manipulative, lying hypocrite, but you're precisely doing exactly what your title is saying. It's, you're manipulative and you're lying to your fans. So, you're, what you just showed right there is like not the original clip at all. And also ping isn't really that much of a factor here, because as I described earlier, it doesn't matter his ping, because when you have high ping, everything gets delayed, including block placement. So because he placed the block before you attacked him, therefore you hit through the block. That's the only possible explanation. So he's just completely wrong on that. Another common argument that him and his fans tend to do is he tends to, here, let's see if I can find the clip. Anyway, they seem to resort to ad hominem attacks, like attacking my Lisp, which I don't think even exists anymore. I used to have braces, which I've heard about this stuff for the past like 2 years. The cheating allegations, whatever, that's like ancient, and the Lisp shit when I used to have a Lisp, it's just really ancient stuff that it doesn't really affect me anymore because I've heard it so many times. It's just stupid. I think it's funny almost, but basically in the next section of the video, he talks about my reach allegations, and he basically says at one point he says that he just because he can't explain a hit doesn't mean that he is hacking, which doesn't that makes absolutely no sense. And also at 10 minutes in, he pretty much puts a screenshot montage of people on a part of his fan base who are saying that he's legit. Like, that's so silly. Like, I could basically do the exact same thing of people saying that he's not legit. I have way more comments than he does of people saying that he's legit. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, that's just, why would you do this? And he's trying to counter my point where I called Cerny on the phone and I asked him if Childish was cheating, and then he says, oh, well, Cerny has nothing to do with this. Oh my god, you're so stupid. Cerny was the one recording it. And Cerny has amazing game sense. He can tell if someone's cheating. Of course, he's not a freaking genie, but he has enough game sense to understand when someone's cheating. After this, I'm not making any more response videos, by the way, because I can tell that your responses are going to continuously get stupider and stupider, and I don't want you to make more of a fool of yourself, like more than you've already made of yourself, because what I'm seeing right now is just absolute, just utter hypocrisy. Anyway, and projection. Complete projection right here. Anyways, another thing here is that he's using some of my own video where I said that under 50 ms doesn't matter. So the thing about that is that a single player world or like a LAN server is going to process packets with a 0 ms delay, which is actually I think that's like 0 ticks, right? That's 0 ticks. And in a server, when you're under 50 ms, you can't have 0 ms. You're gonna have a 1 tick delay because that's 1 tick 50 ms. So that's also a complete misrepresentation of my point. He pretty much just goes through and kind of like he had nothing to say about this, by the way. He basically just tried to replicate it, and it had nothing to do with this. Here also he tried to say that he's on the same block, which as you can see he's 3.5 blocks away. Let's see what he has to say here.
And in the middle of this block, that's exactly.
Okay, so I already like put something, like I put text on the screen when I showed this clip, and I said that this is my weakest point. So he just like goes after my weakest points. He didn't, I mean, he responded to some of the other reach claims, but, and also like there's a common thing that he's been doing. He's been trying to like find other clips of other people getting the same hits on Delhi, and he's just unable to find them. Like he used this example right here. See if I can find it. Wait, no, it's further back. See if I can find it. He basically used an example of someone kind of like looking like they were hitting through a block, but if you slow it down, the guy he was hitting was not completely enclosed like you were. So that just makes this that argument completely void. It doesn't make any sense. But also he's trying to mimic my transition slides for some reason. I don't really know what kind of argument that is. I don't know if he's trying to mock me. It seems pretty stupid to me. Like that he's trying to do this, but whatever. So I'm not going to make any more response videos to this because I don't want you to dig yourself a bigger hole. I mean, you're banned from ranked. Oh, and by the way, you claim that I brought up the fact that you were banned because you to just try to say you're cheating. That's actually completely incorrect. I originally was planning on making the part 1 video of that series to be a full video. I was planning on putting part 1 and part 2 into one video where I would talk about how you got banned for account sharing. And also there's a DM from Simon, I'll put it on the screen right now, where he says that people who get banned for account sharing are hacking. If the other account was used to hack, then they get banned for account sharing. And not only that, your entire argument where you're claiming that I or Cerny is hacking is completely counteracted with a physical DM from Simon that says that you used to hack on your main on Hypixel and you've been banned by Watchdog before. So I have no idea what type of like excuse you're trying to pull here. Like I don't know why you're trying to project this onto me when you're the one who did it. Like this doesn't make any sense. Anyway, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Hope everyone enjoyed this video. Peace out.